defined already. Okay, just click on search and click on schedule process. Okay. That is the only step that you do during the month. After every month, just change this cutoff date.
Okay.
Okay, every month you just change the cutoff date. Okay, that is only once a month. Otherwise, you just come in and click the schedule process. What this will do is it will bring all the transactions from the other systems, other inventory into the costing, for running the costing. Okay, so the first step that you do is you just do this one. Once this is done, you come into create accounting. Okay, create accounting is here, the next one. It's down below here somewhere. Yeah, it's over here. Okay, create accounting.
Yes.
Okay, the subledger will be cost management. Okay, and then you take this ledger and the date up to which you want it to run. Okay, and always do it in draft first to see any errors, then you can hit it in final. So when you do final, see if it is final, the option is it will transfer to GL, and there is also post into GL. Okay, so when you're doing it final, you can transfer it into GL, and you don't want to post it directly, you want to review in GL, then you can give it as no. So posting will be done by the GL, the finance team.
Okay.
Okay, when you're doing it in final. Okay, so right now you can do it in draft. The moment you put it in draft, everything will be no and no, because you are just it's like a draft copy.
For sure, yes.
Okay, so this, and then you click on submit. Once you submit, after this process runs, there is a report. So let me show you that report. So up until now, there are only two steps. First step is create cost accounting. Okay, this one. The second step is you come in here, you run it in draft, you see the errors. For seeing the errors, you need to go in here. There is a report that is generated when you run the create accounting. So that report, when the job runs, you'll be able to see it here in the schedule process. Okay, so when you click on this, just click on search and do create account. Click on search. Let's create. Okay.
Even there is not. I think there is no need for search. Can I just?
No, it is capital. Actually, it is capital. I give it a small a, right? It takes in a capital A. So when you submit this program, the earlier one that I showed, what it will do is it will run this. This will get submitted, and there will be two processes that will get kicked off by this program. Okay, so this is what you should be looking for after your job completes. So select this one, and okay, so here it is. Just click on republish or default document, whatever option you would want to choose. Now this is in warning because there are few transactions that are in error. It should be a small percentage of transactions, some 10 15 transactions at the best for now. Out of that I had done. Right. Okay, so now you see that this is how these are the transactions that you have done. Accrual clearing, delivery to expense, inter-org, invoice price adjustment, receiving, retroactive price adjustment, trade accruals. Now, if you see, there are only 3 errors. Okay, there are no warnings, and there are 8 errors here. So total 11 errors that have happened, that have occurred. And for those 11 errors, you will have the reason why they have errored out. So delivery to expense, if I click on this, so delivery to expense is saying I don't have an exchange variance adjustment. Exchange variance adjustment. There is no account set up for this. The issue here is somebody had done a transaction in EUR currency, European currency. Okay. So somebody had created a transaction in European currency. Ideally, I was expecting all the currency, I mean, all the transactions to be in SAR. So there was something that was done in EUR.
And it didn't have the exchange variance setup. This is the problem.
That account is missing. That account is missing. That is the reason. This there is no you don't see the combination here like this thing. There, you see an
like we have spoken, I think that okay, you can create. I mean, we've spoken with Harish. I think he can create this exchange variance adjustment.
Correct. He can create. He can create
the
it.
Only issue was like okay, they were thinking that okay, this should be an inventory account, or this should be like an expense account. So they were saying, Harish was saying that it should be an expense account, and our team was saying that no, it should be an inventory account. So this was the only conflict. So it's okay. Create an.
Once they do it, we should have it here. So for at least 11 transactions. Now, if you see this is the total that we have processed. Okay, so 7 plus 2 9 plus 2 11, then close to 15,000 transactions. There are only 11 transactions that have failed, and there is a clear reason why they have failed. We can look at these later. There's no issue on this, but as such, for these transactions, this is the issue, and all of them are cleared, and the journal entries have been created. Okay, so this is how you see once the create accounting completes. Once this program completes, you can click on this, you can take this report, and you can send it across to them, to finance team. Okay.
Okay.
That is one step. Once you're done with this, and they say it is all okay, then you can run it in final mode. Okay. This is
Good.
On the costing side. So just 2 steps. One is first process, then the second one is create accounting, and send the output to them, the create accounting output to them. That should be good. Okay. Then the next step is sorry, Anas, I
didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me some question. So the next one is receipt accounting. Okay. Receipt accounting is also a similar step. So what we do is create receipt accounting distribution. Okay, that is the first step we normally do. So we select the business unit and we run it. This is more like the costing first, the first step, right? This is similar to that first step, what we did in costing. Once you complete this, the similar process, create accounting again. The same step. Once you do create accounting, you do the same step. So these steps.
My question is that why do we have like receipt accounting, and why we do have this cost accounting distribution?
Right.
What is the difference, and for what purpose we are using this?
Okay. So the receipt is more like when we issue a receipt for anything that we receive. That is when the actual accounting entries get started. So up until then, there is no accounting entry or there is no financial effect that is captured against the accounts. So when you're making a purchase order, we are not transferring any money. Only when you pay the invoice, we are transferring the money to the supplier, right? So how do we, or when do we pay to the invoice? Pay against the invoice? When we know that somebody from the store tells us that we have received the material and they are in receipt of the material, they say, okay, we can go ahead and pay it. So that is the
So once you
trigger
receive
point
that,
is the
create
receipt.
a receipt for it. Okay.
Sorry, Anas.
I'm saying once it's received, then the accounting effects
Starts.
will happen. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that is when because we have received, right, all the POs that we have received, we are creating a receipt for them. So once we create a receipt for them, the it should actually it will kick off the process. So the invoice, I mean, somebody comes in and just gives an invoice, we don't pay them, right? We tell them that we need to get a confirmation if we have received it.
Mm-hmm.
So that trigger process is this receipt. Ideally, I mean, it doesn't happen in our business that, okay, they just don't come and give us an invoice and we say, okay, fine, we are paying it, right? We normally take care of that. But as per the process, this is how it works. That you create you do this process for getting all that is from the purchase orders and all that receiving, wherever we have receiving option coming into picture, all that comes from there into receiving and it does that job. All that is coming into inventory. That is the costing job. So
Okay.
2 steps. That is the reason we have 2 steps.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
we will just choose the business unit. What is this commit level? If I
That's for the the system, the number of transactions that we normally do. It's like for every 5,000 records you commit. So it's like when the background process is running, correct? The server, what it does is the database, it commits for every 5,000 records.
Okay.
That you issue an SQL commit.
Yeah, understood.
Correct.
It's just cosmetic for them. So if they ask, I'll answer this.
No, they don't need to know. Just tell them. Just tell them the first drop down.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Don't change it and don't be worried about it. Just tell them that it should be good enough for them.
That's what I'll do.
And just give. And even better, if you can run it and give them the draft report, that should be even better. Ask them to check this one. If they say it is okay, then you can run it in final and you can give it to them. Or if they want to run the create accounting, they can run it. You just do this step, create accounting and costing. You just do that. Ask them to run the create accounting step by themselves. They will know it. Finance team knows it, how to do it. So let them do it. You just do these 2 steps and tell them it's good from my end. You can proceed. You might see at the best some 5-10 records or 15 records that are failing in costing and in receiving in the receipt accounting. Don't worry about them because those are test transactions that have been done on the system. The other transactions are actually coming in. They have, when you loaded prod to test, right? So those production records, they have come in here. But the extra records that you see failures, somebody was doing a transaction in test or something, some test transaction, right? So those might have failed.
Mm-hmm.
The failures might be those things. So we don't have to worry about them. And once that is, if you're okay with this, then I have one more suggestion actually.
Okay.
Okay, are we good till here? That you will be running the costing job and this one, the receipt job. Once you run this, you will ask them to do the create accounting in draft. If they find it okay, they'll do it in final. Okay, that is one step. If you are done with that,
so for
the next suggestion.
For the receipt, we will just do this process. That's it.
Correct. You just do this and ask them to run create accounting.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So if we are good with this, then there is one suggestion that I want to be I it's just my suggestion. I'm not forcing this. The idea is before we go into prod, okay, I think we got our test instance copied in the month of December and January first week or December end, I think. I think December end. So there are some transactions that we have tested, some things that we have done in test instance, right? So before we move to prod, if you think it is okay, we can raise a request, get test copied, do it in final, in test, everything is good. After this checking, right? Then we'll move it to prod if you're okay with that. Just a suggestion if you want it that way. Because if they say that
so you're suggesting that we copy the production to test and do the draft.
I mean, after we are okay with this, we can do one more round with that and then finally move to production. Just that because there might be some transactions, it is test instance. I don't know if somebody's created something or some transactions that they have done. We do not completely know if everything is good, right? So just for initial test, this is all fine. If they're okay, we can
Mr. Vivek, normally like the cloning is taking too much time. It could take, for example, not less than 3 weeks. And
correct.
then, again we need to wait for that long, and which is, I don't think so. It is
2 weeks at the best. After we get a clone, it will be at the best 1 to 2 weeks.
But it's okay. We can go ahead and we can implement in the production. Sure. And if we have any issue, we can fix it. That's it.
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. That's no issue. I'm just thinking from, if they want to come back and say something.
Junaid, हमने टेस्ट जो क्लोनिंग बताया, क्लोनिंग कब हो रही है? 28. It will be on 28th of this month, but still, like, I don't think so. We should wait for that long.
Sure. No worry.
Because
I completely agree. I completely agree. When it's just to keep them happy and say that okay, reconciliation is good and everything. So for that, we just want to do this one-time job. We fix it, and then after that, we can every month on month and everyday operations when we are doing it. It is not a deal. There's no issue at all. Whatever comes in, we try to fix that issue.
Like here, you can see that there are some infolettes. For example, cost of receipt, exceptions, accrual write-off. Why we don't have the data in these charge line status?
That's because we are looking at last 7 days data here. Days here. There is no exception because we have run the create accounting receipt process. There are no exceptions there. Everything is earlier we had around 12,000 or something, 8,000. I had cleared all those things and everything is fixed now. So that is the reason we don't see any exceptions here.
Okay.
I think here you should be having an option by date or somewhere. Do we have an option? No, we don't have an option. It just shows by default. It shows last 7 days.
Yeah, we cannot change that, I guess.
I don't think so. This is more of because there's no provision that is given here.
But I
it's
think
only this one. We can change the infolets, but I'm talking about the bucket that it is showing, right? It is showing only 0 to 7 days bucket. There's only one bucket that is available here. I can try to check if there are any options that are given for these, and it is specific, area specific buckets actually. Like if you go to invoices, you will have 0 to 7, 8 to 15, or 7 to 15. then 15 to 31 for invoices have that way. And here it is, they said it is last 7 days.
Can go ahead, no problem. Actually, like I know the management, like our CEO, he is asking about every single thing, and he's more interested in the infolets and dashboards and
Sure, sure.
reports and
Sure. So I'll try to see that one. If there is anything that is given here, straight option for us to change. Otherwise, I'll just raise an asset to get that information from them. If there is an option that they need to, they can give us to set it up, then we'll be able to change it.
that's fine. So we can go ahead, no problem.
Sure, I'll do that one. No issue. So this is what it is, Anas. If you can just do it. Earlier, remember we were seeing a huge number here, 40,000 and all, because it's all done
Yeah,
and
I
complete.
remember.
So that is the reason you don't see those things. So
That's
you
great.
just do this one, give them the create accounting, ask them to run it, create accounting in draft, and then ask them to check it. Speak close. And my suggestion is, Asan, if you also remember, I said, see, let's pick a date. Right, you want to pick December 30th or January 30th, one date, right? You want to pick up that date. You want to do create accounting till then. Costing, everything has come in, receipts, everything all have come in. The point is, you want to do for one period, right? Run it, see how you feel the data. If you think everything is good, it's all. Once you feel it's all looking good, then we can go for the next period. Then the next period. Okay, period by period. So that way, you see anything, we know that okay, there is an issue there, that the accounts are not coming correctly, and more
But
so the idea is,
they will check normally the TB, I think. They will check the TB. But if we are running in the draft mode, so it will not have the deep TB.
no, it won't have the TB. That is the reason we run it in the draft mode, is just to see everything is good. Like we saw 11 errors, right? 11 errors. So those are the errors that are going to show up. That is what I just wanted to show you, that there are 11 errors because some accounts are missing. Those are small number when compared to our huge number. This is a very small number. We can clear this 11 accounts later on. Okay, but when they do it in final, let them do it by period. Okay, when they're doing it month on month, then if they find 1 month good and they're able to reconcile the TB that they're going to check, or finally the journals they're going to check, if everything is okay and they find it good, then they can go move to the next period. For reconciliation, they can use 1 or 2 periods. They can try and reconcile if they find it good. That way, if they want everything to be changed again, for any account to be changed, right? So the earlier periods will be going into the older accounts, but for the newer periods, if we change the account here in the accounting, then that will also get changed. So if they think that reconciliation is an issue, we will put some standard accounts for now, and we'll reconcile everything till January or till December or till November. We'll do it that way. After that, we'll try to do it properly. Then they can take that approach also. So whatever is convenient for them, it is, I mean, ideally we should be suggesting, that is what I'm doing. If they say it is okay, we can do it. Otherwise, they want to go with the accounts that are currently set up. Let them see month on month. Let them verify. If it is okay, then we'll proceed to the next month, to the next month. We don't want to run the entire create accounting for the complete starting till now, and then if there is an account issue or something, we won't be able to go back and fix it, right?
Yes, so we can start the start. We can we can
Do it
choose
month
the
on
start
month.
date and for the periods, right?
Correct. It's more like the final. I remember I showed you, right? When I was showing the create accounting, there is a date option there. So you just run it for 1 month. Some say February 2018. Okay, this date, you have an end date here, right? So pick up February 2018. Okay, just pick up 1st of February or 28th of February. So it will run only till that date.
But
Let them check.
so Vivek, maybe the create accounting and the receipt accounting, I think for some month it has already been run. Will it not affect?
I did not check that.
Because I think like
That that. Mhm.
the previous accountant he was running
Okay.
until October or something like that. Because he was working with us, Muhammad al-Mishari, and he was running there. So
Yeah, so we can check that one here. It's like before December, before the clone, if it was run in final, right? Um, Maybe I'll just give 8 here, and let's say September. I'll just give it a September 30th. We'll see if there is anything.
okay.
No, it's not showing anything. Let's see if there is anything on
No,
the.
he was running with receipt accounting, I think, not create accounting.
Okay, receipt accounting. Okay, let's see receipt accounting. So receipt accounting, if we are running it,
Nothing.
yeah, it's still running. It's still
Because I think it is too much data.
yeah. There he ran it. He ran it. It's there. I can see that data. See, 9/30th. There is data. He's done it in final. Yeah. So the finance team also knows it then, because they must have received it, right? They must be
Yeah, but
knowing this.
that guy already he left, so the finance team don't know.
Okay. So let them run. Okay. Let me check if they have run it for October also. So in that case, what you can suggest them is run it from one more month after that.
Yeah, exactly. A month after
Yeah,
the
just
date.
1 month. Correct, Anas. Exactly. So let's check this one. Let me check for October. Yeah, he's run it for October
I
also.
think only this 20th October, this is the last. But it's okay, you can just make sure. I think
Yeah,
this is
I'll
the
run
last.
for November. Uh, November. Okay. And let me change this one. I specifically I'll give
It's
it
okay.
as.
It's okay, no problem.
I mean, it will sort, but I'm just, let's say 29th.
I'm sure that will find nothing.
It will. Yeah, there are no records. So I think 28th was the last he ran it.
Yeah, because this was,
Right?
I think, his last days. And also,
Oh,
like,
okay.
it's like someone else he worked in the cost accounting, and I don't know, like, why he did not transfer this knowledge to someone and to run this receipt accounting.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can go ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing. So let them just run it till now, till this point. Create accounting till
October,
November 30th.
no,
No,
until November.
yeah, yeah. So let them run it till November 30th. If they find it okay, let them reconcile it, because anyway till October it is final and accounted. There is no issue. So let them run it till November. They are okay. Then we can account it in final. Then
In
one
this
more month,
receipt
December.
accounting.
So let them, yeah, receipt account. Let them at least reconcile for 3 months. If they're okay, then let them run for the next months.
But Mr. Vivek, like, okay, this is the
Yeah.
receipt accounting, but they did not run the create accounting. So how this receipt accounting is working without the create accounting?
No, this is create accounting. After you run the create accounting, journals get created.
No, but we are searching journal sources is receipt accounting. So it means like, okay, maybe he ran the create accounting first, and but the create accounting was not set up. So how come that was what?
Sorry, Hassan, I didn't get you.
You know, like, okay, the receipt accounting when you are running, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you must do the create accounting. The Okay.
Oh, you mean to say first this step there you're talking about the okay.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a must. Yeah. And this step is must. Okay. Or no?
Yeah, this is for costing. The
The
same
cost.
thing you also do for receipt. You do those steps. That way, what will happen is the system will fetch the records from those modules. It will bring it into costing module. Okay.
But it was
So
this module was not set up.
Mhm.
So how come it was working?
No, the receipt part, that piece for the purchase orders was done.
Mm.
Okay. And the other pieces, they were missing points there, which he had not set up for the remaining things, right? So all those things as a part of costing, we have checked and it is done.
Okay. So I mean, like, okay, for other part was not done. For example, like transfer and manufacturing.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but there are some 3, 4, I think. I can check that one.
It's okay. So now, like, if they run the receipt accounting and create and cost accounting, so it will work. Yani. So we will.
Correct.
Uh,
Receipts, that is separate. The